What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Claws and Paws. We are an exciting show based on University of Memphis athletics as far as basketball is concerned, men and women basketball, as well as your Memphis Grizzlies. My name is Anthony Say, and guys, in my many years of doing this, probably like 10 years of doing this as an independent journalist, one of the things I realized is, y'all, I started late in the game. I started very late in the game. I was probably like 34, 33 years old I got started. And as you guys may not realize, it's a little bit too old to be doing what we're doing. So I realized I would have to kind of prepare things for the next generation of people. And that's when I started Asylum Media Group, which is a group of interns that I have, young people, up-and-coming content creators, journalists, etc., that I'll give it an assist, kind of opening doors for them that weren't open for me. And I got two members of Asylum Media Group with me today. You'll see us every time we do this show here. Shamaria Wiseman to the right. Shamaria, what's going on with you today? You good?
I'm good.
Also got my guy Josh McCray in the building. We're going to do, like I said, we're going to talk Grizzlies. We're going to talk Tiger basketball today. Let's start out with the Grizzlies, y'all. Finally got their first win of the season. The Grizzlies will not be 0-82 this year. That is official. They got a big win over the Portland Trail Blazers on the road. Final score of that game was 112-100. The Grizzlies had a 26-2 run to close out their game. They were down double digits in the fourth quarter. So, looks like 77-5 is still in play. So far for the Grizzlies, they could definitely be 77-5 still. No, 76-6 is still in play. My bad, yeah. So the Grizzlies did get their first win. I'm excited about that. I stayed up to watch the game yesterday. It was looking great doing sometimes, and it was looking bad sometimes. Shamaria, what were some of your thoughts just seeing the Grizzlies get their first win of the season?
Yeah, I was relieved. Like we finally, because I had us going like 50-50 with Portland anyway. So Portland got the first dub.
Right.
So I was definitely expecting us to get that second dub. And I'm just happy we got it. I mean, us coming up clutch in the fourth quarter saved us so much. Desmond Bain caught fire. Jared Jackson was doing what he needed to do on the offensive end for us to come back in the game. We got no stops. I felt like the Timberwolves, when they won the playoffs.
Right. So they were the play game. Did you stand up on your living room table like
I ain't do all that, but I was just that's how I felt.
Yeah.
Really how I felt like that was our championship.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just happy we got it.
What about you, Josh?
They had me a bit worried at first. Yeah, while they almost went down double digits in the first quarter. It definitely had me worried, but Desmond Bain came clutch, Jaren came clutch, Luke Kennard came in clutch. Marcus Smart, he kept the turnovers down a little bit.
As much as he could.
Yeah, as much as he could. We won that game. Yeah. I was jumping around. I was celebrating like we won the championship. Yeah, I was so happy.
Yeah, it's been a while since we won one. Haven't won a game since the Lakers playoff series. So it kind of sucks, man, because you're watching everybody in the league at least win a game. You know what I mean? Teams that were horrible last year are better than we are this year so far record-wise. But it feels good. It feels like they got a monkey off their back. They got back full strength yesterday. Not full strength, but closer to full strength. You got Santi Aldama back. You got Luke Kennard back. As far as guys that you knew that you were going to have this season, getting two of those guys back is big time. Of course, we've still got John Morant after his 25-game suspension, but to get Luke Kennard, get Santi Aldama back, to see Luke Kennard make shots, that was a big moment for sure. How big do y'all think Luke Kennard's shooting can be for the team this season? We see him came in yesterday. Once he had like 12 points, he had more than 12 because he was 4 or 6 from 3. He had 15 points, 4 or 6 from 3. Provided a lot of energy on the offensive end. How important is his shooting, do you think, on the season?
We see how he was like when he was in the slump, when we needed him when we needed him to make shots.
I thought something was wrong.
It was exactly.
I was like, is this showing? I was worried about this showing from the playoff last year.
It's good. Wasn't the same player we kind of saw glitch up last season. His shooting is detrimental to the team. We need him to show up.
Yeah.
We need him to show up. Like any other player on the court, we just need that 3-point shooting, especially when we let up so many threes on our end. But we need the threes to go down.
What you got, Jeff?
I mean, when you have 2 top 5 3-point shooters on your team, you expect them to shoot at a high clip. It definitely had me worried those first couple games. That first game,
He was like 1 of 14 or something.
but like for real, I was definitely a little worried. To see him tonight, I was definitely relieved. I think he can keep it up. It really improves our spacing. Get him and Dez both going. That was really important for us.
Yeah, the Grizzlies now, Miami's coming to town. The guys got a good break coming in, which I think is crucial. They play Sunday, won't play again until Wednesday. I think that's going to be really good for the guys. You got guys like Xavier Tillman, who's got knee soreness, Derrick Rose, who's got knee soreness. And I think once you get those guys back with the guys who just came back, you have a deeper rotation of guys that can actually play basketball. We struggle with having dudes on this team who just don't look like they can play basketball. I mean, that's not a knock on them. It's just they're just not there yet. That's Jake LaRavia, David Roddy, Kenny Lofton. I love Kenny Lofton, but there's one aspect of the game he definitely has down. He's a great player. When you give him the ball and say, go get a bucket, I think Junior Lofton can do that with anybody on the court. He still struggles on defense, and I think he still struggles playing when he's not being the focus of the team. Like if he's the focus offensively, I think that all comes natural to him. But I think him being out there being a complimentary player when he's not, the go-to or the featured player, I think that's still a struggle for him. But just getting guys back who can actually play the game of basketball well, know their spots on the court, I think that's all a bonus. And speaking of a bonus, speaking of a guy who has found his way on the court, Bismack Biyombo had his debut, his not-so debut, because the other night against Portland, he played like the last 3 seconds of the half or something like that, which is crazy. I'm not going to criticize Taylor Jenkins too much today, but next week, we got you. We're not going to do it too much today. But Bismack Biyombo made his debut for the Memphis Grizzlies on the game Sunday night. Big-time presence. I want to say he had close to like 8 points or something like that, maybe 10 rebounds, 4 assists. I think he had maybe at least a couple of blocks in that game, doing a lot of the things that Steven Adams did, to a lesser extent. I've always said that when Steven Adams went down, you had people talking about, go get Robert Williams, go get this guy, go get Mitchell Robinson, go get Dwight Howard, go get all these different guys people were saying. I was like, man, just go get someone that is going to go out there, give rebounds, set screens, play defense. It doesn't have to be this big name. It doesn't have to be anybody special. Just go get some. Don't trade an asset to go get a big, because you still got other bigs still on your bench. What are your thoughts on Bismack's game coming in, especially how he closed the game in the fourth quarter, being a rim protector beside Jerry Jackson Jr.?
I was wrong.
I heard some of your takes on Biz. You've been really casual about Bismack.
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, he's impactful, and that was obviously shown last game. I should have known that he could come in and just basically be the guy that, we needed him to be. And it wasn't, and the thing that I liked most was that it wasn't like a huge transition from how he played last year with
Phoenix.
Exactly. He was still, what he put up last night is, if I'm not mistaken, dang near his average.
Yeah.
From what he did with the Phoenix Suns. So it's like he came up clutch on the defensive end. Yeah. Very clutch.
He's one of those guys that can kind of come in a small amount of time and produce. Yeah. If he plays 18 minutes, he can give you 8 rebounds, maybe a block shot.
Immediate.
Hustle plays. Yeah. I think the big thing about him, he's a true center that can allow Jaren to not be the center.
Right.
And I think that's something Jaren still struggles with big time. So seeing him out there, I told y'all what was going to happen. If you follow me on Twitter, I've been saying that people are going to like Bismack Biyombo. I think the people in the city of Memphis will like him because he just does things that we like to see here. He's going to play hard. He's going to rebound. He's going to play defense. He's going to he's fighting people on the court when he plays, which he does. He plays a kind of wild style of play. He's going to foul a lot of people too. We saw that. He got his fouls in for sure yesterday in his debut, but he's one of those plug-and-play guys who looked good yesterday in his debut. And I'm going to say this now. I'm fine with Biyombo if he stays the starting center. I think that Tillman being out might have been a blessing in disguise because Tillman been starting at center. We saw he's got the knee soreness, which explains some of the stuff we've seen from him lately as far as his play is concerned. But I think that I like that Biyombo-Jaren combination of having two dynamic rim protectors, one who's more of a bulky rebounder in Biyombo. So I liked it. I like that for sure. So what do you think about Biyombo yesterday? Josh.
If you watched Phoenix last year, saw how he did against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it's about to say, I remember playing against them.
Yeah, it was some problems on the defensive end. from the opening tip, man, he came up with some energy, and it really set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, especially towards the end of the game with the pick and roll with Aiden, really getting that down. I feel like, he's really impactful. The handoff to Bane. I think I like him as starting at center from now on.
Yeah, because I think Jared is such a matchup problem with so many guys at power forward because he's as big as most centers you're going to see. He's versatile enough to get to the basket, draw fouls. He's knocking down a three-pointer like crazy. Like y'all said, that Jaren Bane pick and roll yesterday, man. Oh my God! Like to see Jaren add that element to his game, it adds a lot of promise to see him be able to set screens. You know what I mean? Because that's something he was terrible at. You know what I mean? In years in the past. But yeah, man, exciting times. The Grizzlies got their first dub. Like I said, we got Miami on Wednesday. I think this is a situation where they can put some wins together. They got some tough games coming up, but this is a team that we know has been confident over the years, that we know has been able to pull things out. And I think once you taste that blood, you know what I mean, once you get that W, that they can remember, hey, we're the team that was able to do these type of things, in the past. So I like it. I'm excited about it. I got renewed confidence about the team. Y'all seem confident about it as well. I tell you what, we're about to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some Tiger basketball. University of Memphis is getting ready to jump things off. Got a game against Jackson State. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the rest of the season coming up. Penny Hardaway talking big noise out here. But Penny's going to be without one of his toys. We'll talk about that when we come back here on Claws and Paws. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Claws and Paws, segment number 2. Me and Shamari in the building. We're going to talk some Tiger basketball. Tiger basketball is here. It is returning. By the time you guys see this, they will have played Jackson State. I'm not a betting man, Shamari. Well, actually, I am a betting man. But I will say that I think the Tigers will win this game against Jackson State. Jackson State is not going to be much of a challenge to this Tiger team. I don't think a lot of teams are going to be a challenge to this Tiger team. I'm one of the people who's very positive about this team. I think this is going to be a very good team. I think this is Penny Hardaway's most talented team. Doesn't have the name power or the star power as some of the recruits that came in, because you got teams that had Jalen Doran, Imani Bates, those type of teams, James Wiseman, Preston Achua, those teams. Mm-hmm. But I think as far as like talent from 1 to 10 in his starting lineup and his backups, I think he's got a nice group of kids there on that team. A veteran team, older guys, saw that their average in the starting 5 is around 25 years old. So this is it's a bunch of guys who pretty much supposed to be out of school. Yeah. But we ain't worry about that. Why you worry about all this stuff, Kareem? Why you leave that in the past? But yeah, Penny's got a nice team for sure. But one thing that Penny did find out is that he will be one player short, and that's Deandre Williams. A lot of people here in the city of Memphis were looking forward to possibly getting Deandre Williams back on this team to play a final season, we hope. I thought last year was his final season, but they were trying to get another from him. Basically, for those of you who don't understand, Deandre Williams has a very complex career. He had some things before he started his career that led him to lose a year of eligibility, right? So University of Memphis was like, because of those things, he should be able to get that year of eligibility back. Okay. All right. So that didn't happen. That way, they were not granted that waiver. So Deandre Williams will not play another season here for the University of Memphis. Of course, Deandre, very versatile, power forward center for the Grizzlies who can defend on the wing, play in the post, block shots, rebound, shoot threes a little bit. We've seen all these things from Deandre Williams. I've had this way of thinking for a while, and I'm going to throw this out to you, and you tell me what you think. My thought process is this when it comes down to DeAndre Williams. I'm not going to act like DeAndre Williams is not an incredible college basketball player. He's a guy you'll probably never see in the NBA, but he's an incredible college basketball player. I think that if you brought him back this year, it's going to bring up a problem that Penny Hardaway hasn't had to deal with in the last. He didn't have to deal with it last year. Last year, the team had a very clear pecking order. It was Kendrick Davis and DeAndre Williams and the rest of y'all. That was it. It was those two, then the rest of y'all. This is a much more talented team that Penny's got this year. Yeah. So my thing is, if you got this much talent, it's because the two guys I think about when it comes out to DeAndre Williams are Jaquan Walton and David Jones. Mm-hmm. Both of those guys can play the 3 or the 4. Very versatile forwards. If you get DeAndre Williams on the team, you can see Jordan Brown's going to be your starting center. One of those two guys is not going to play. Yeah. Right? So I'm like, Penny, do you want to deal with that type of issue again? Like, Because you got a very clear starting five right now. Everyone knows who they are in the starting five. If you bring Deandre Williams in, one of those dudes is going to go to the bench. And both of these guys started for other teams, were like leading scorers of their team on the teams they came from.
Yeah.
And this might be a blessing in disguise for Penny, because I think both of those guys are going to be great players this year. And you don't have to deal with the drama from that's going to happen. If you bring Deandre Williams here, you're probably going to lose one of those dudes at the semester, like saying, hey, I'm just going to go to the G League or overseas or whatever. Because these are guys who've been playing college basketball for a while. I think that, now a lot of people don't agree with me, but this is just I think this can be a blessing in disguise. I think it's still going to be a very good team. What do you think about Deandre Williams not coming and how it could affect the chemistry on the team?
I think it would definitely affect the chemistry on the team. Because like you stated, like this team that Penny got is good offensively and defensively. Like, it's like a rock, like he could, rotations, like him bringing in everybody, like whenever they need to come in, like whenever he needs to sub somebody out, that's what I was looking for. It's a great guy that he's subbing, out and then putting right back in.
Right.
And so like David and Jaquan, they were star players on their teams before they came to Memphis.
And tell them one of them dudes, hey, you got to come off the bench. That may sound good. Yeah. Yeah.
And Penny that would have been a tough decision for Penny choosing between those two players specifically. So yeah, I would say it is a blessing in disguise.
Right.
It's very cool back. I kind of was happy to come back.
Right. I don't think Penny want to deal with it, because you got Nick Jordan, who's really good. We saw him in both exhibition games. Really good. Then Malcolm Daniels, who you got back this year, who's looked phenomenal. He's lost weight, looks in shape. He looks healthy for the first time in years. What are your thoughts about Malcolm Daniels and specifically what you think he can do this year?
Oh, and not him being the one of the Tigers who had stayed with us like the past 3 years. If I'm not mistaken, is he the only Tiger that's been with us?
Him, and he's the only one that's not a son of Penny Hardaway.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Forgot about him.
Everyone else is his blood. So yeah.
Him having played with under Penny, obviously gets him like a little plus bonus, whatever, however you want to say it. So with Malcolm and like him getting his shade, we seeing a different type of player. I feel like with Malcolm, I like it, and I think what he gonna bring to this team is gonna be special. He's grown every year.
Yeah,
and I know Deandre was kind of pushing it out of him a lot of the times last season, and I think that, since he gotta compete against these other bigs that Penny done got,
I think Malcolm was gonna break it for real. Like, I was a guy who was like, all right, I'm good. I don't need to see Malcolm Daniels. But after I saw him back this year, I'm excited to what he possibly can do. Now, I'm going to tell you something I'm with Penny Hardaway on for sure. He made a statement that's kind of controversial so far. He said that the non-conference schedule is really our season, basically implying that the actual conference schedule, the teams aren't good enough. Nobody's going to argue with him about that, but a lot of people were surprised to hear him actually come out and say that, the importance of the non-conference schedule. I think that's absolutely true. You got games coming up against Missouri, and you got a couple, tournaments coming up. This is really the season. If they can get out to a good start, get some quality wins here, you can solidify yourself in the top 25. You can solidify yourself as far as your season in the tournament goes, and then you kind of got a break when the conference schedule starts. But this is what I want to say with that being said. This team called Florida Atlantic University, right? They went to the Final Four. They were in the old Conference USA, a conference that the University of Memphis used to run over for years. The Tigers played them in the first round of the NCAA tournament, lost a close game or whatever. And Florida Atlantic went on. I'm not going to take away any of their accomplishments. They went on to the Final Four, right? So they're preseason top 10 this year, all these things, all that good stuff. And here I am in my Anthony Sane brain. I'm like, all right. If there were a couple things that went different, them seasons would have been over in the first round of the playoffs. And the first round of the tournament, and nobody would have been talking about Florida Atlantic being a top 10 team in the country this year. I think that team is extremely overrated, and I think Memphis is going to beat them twice. I don't think it's going to be the heart of the game. I'm not saying they're not a good team, but I think they are extremely overrated. They had a great run in the tournament.
They did.
You can't take that away from them. What are your thoughts on FAU? And I think Memphis is like leaps and bounds better than everybody in the tournament. I really don't understand why the city isn't more excited about this team, because this is easily, to me, Penny's most deep team. What are your thoughts about just that whole conference that Memphis plays in, and especially what I said about Florida Atlantic being, it's not a top 10 team. What are your thoughts?
Coach Penny spoke the truth. Most of the things you say I agree with anyway. So yeah, I think what he said was fact.
Right.
That's all I say about that. And then
Get these balls out of here, Larry. They get them out of here. Florida Atlantic. We're going to get you out of here. Yeah, wait, go ahead.
And then FAI do die. I don't like FAU. Oh, they good. They not. And that it hurt me, man, to my core.
To leave off that game.
And what Kendrick Davis got hurt.
Mm-hmm. And that team is not, that team that Penny had last year is not nearly as talented.
They're not.
Yeah.
People are thinking about, Memphis was battling. Kendrick was putting his blood, sweat, and tears in that game. And then for him to go down like he did, and then that's when they basically took over when they knew that Kendrick was out. Man, we was healthy. We would have beat.
We got you up out of here. You would have got up out of here. But yeah, it's
overrated.
I'm looking forward to a very exciting season. I know a lot of fans are kind of wait and see about it because they've had teams that have been hyped up that didn't turn out to be nothing. I cannot see how that's possible with this team. This team is a bunch of older, veteran players who played a lot of college basketball that have been good everywhere they've been. Older, experienced guys who can play. You got Javon Quigley, who we haven't even mentioned. He's just a super, super good point guard that you got. He had some injury stuff he was dealing with in the preseason, but by the time that this is done, we'll know. They play Jackson State tonight. And then they got Missouri coming up this weekend. Exciting times with the University of Memphis basketball. But yeah, that's it. We've kind of set y'all up, prepared y'all for an exciting, hopefully, Tiger basketball season. But we're about to take another break. When we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up and talk some more Grizzlies basketball here on Claws and Paws. All right, y'all, welcome back to Claws and Paws. Final segment of the show. We just got done talking some Tiger basketball with me and Shamaria. I got Josh is back in the building. We're going to talk some Grizzlies stuff to wrap this thing up. We talked earlier about we just got Santi Aldama back. We got Luke Kennard back. Things are starting to look more like a complete team. Hopefully we can get Xavier Tillman and Derrick Rose back, who's both been dealing with some knee soreness stuff. I'm going to talk about something that, we need Derrick Rose because right now Marcus Smart isn't a true point guard, but we kind of can make it with him, Desmond Bane on the court. But when he comes out, we're playing Jacob Gillies.
Yeah.
Jacob Gillies, God bless your soul. Brother, we praying for you. People are saying what different cartoon characters he looks like. Get all jokes about my man hair and all those type of things. I see no point of Jacob Gillies at all. He's about 5'9". He can shoot the ball pretty well. I saw him doing that, in preseason games and summer league and hustle games, all those type of things. What do you do? Okay, let's say that this Derrick Rose thing is something we're going to have to deal with throughout the season, where he's got the knee soreness, where he can't really be your full-time backup point guard. Now, once Ja gets back, it's not that much of an issue. But for these next 25 games, if you're doing 2 games on, 1 week off for Derrick Rose, I mean, like you're kind of struggling because you're playing in Jacob Gillies of the world at that time. What does that situation look like to you guys if Derrick Rose can't be the full-time backup point guard now? Or Jacob Gillies,
I'm not. He did look weird out there on the court. I don't know because Marcus Smart not that good at being a playmaker and not the best shooter either. But I really just.
He ain't 5'9" and getting cooked by everybody like Gillies was doing.
True, that's true. I don't know what we would have to do.
I think you just kind of have to, like, you got something, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, since we're like one of the league leaders in turnovers, I'd say you at some point you have to have Marcus Bane in the game.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
at some point in time, no one of them cannot be on the floor.
I'd rather see Xavier Williams handling the ball at point guard than bringing in that dude. Like, I just can't. It's just a waste of time. Like that run that Portland went on in the third quarter was strictly Gillies getting cooked by everybody. That he was out there again. It's too little, man. It's 5'8". Like, so yeah. Like, I agree with what Josh is saying. Just give the ball to your best players on the perimeter, which is Luke Kennard, Desmond Bane, Marcus Smart right now, and just get through it. Like, do not sub that dude. I don't care. We're praying for Derrick Rose knees or whatever we got to do, but no, we cannot do with Jacob Gillies, man. It's like, I just can't do it. So I think we all in agreement on that. Something else of note is the whole Bismack Biyombo situation. We all excited about Bismack. And for those of you who don't know, he is here because of the suspension of John Morant. It allowed a hardship waiver, pretty much, where you can sign someone to play an additional roster player. You can add an additional roster player beyond the maximum roster players until John Morant gets back. Just from that one game we saw, I think he's going to be here the entire time. I think he's a guy that you would want to have here the entire season.
Yeah.
Who can add those type of things. But with that being done, it will create a roster issue if you do that, because once John Morant's suspension is over, the Grizzlies have a full roster plus one in Bismack Biyombo. How would you guys deal with that roster issue? Do y'all need options, or y'all just gonna flow with it? How would y'all deal with it?
I mean, I think it can work. I mean, I think one player might need to get moved back to the G League with some development, but I think it can. I feel like it can. We can flow through it. Bismack is such a like versatile piece,
Right.
that it won't really matter when it comes down to.
Right. But you would have to, even if you move somebody to the G League, they still would be on the roster. So you still have to do something else. Hard to think about. So somebody would have to you'd have to either cut somebody or do a trade to get rid of somebody. Like would have to go if you can't.
Yeah, we trade.
We can make a trade. Somebody got to roll.
Yeah.
Somebody got to roll. So who do you think is right? If you had to pick somebody just tomorrow, they ain't on the roster no more, we're going to keep Bismack. What would you do?
Rowdy really disappointed me last night. So
One bad game, you get out of there. So you kick it right out the island after one bad game. A lot of people are saying Kenneth Lawson because of contract reasons. He has a contract that's only guaranteed for this season. It's about $1 million. You cut him, you pay that off, and he goes away. I'll let him kill Lawson so much. There's no way I want him off of my team. He's such a lovable big man to have on your team. So I don't want to go that route. I understand it's the easiest route and all that type of stuff. I hear all that. I do not want to get rid of Kenneth Lawson. This is what I would do. He's got a kind of a bigger contract. I'll actually start thinking about this now for the Memphis Grizzlies. I would package Jake LaRavia and David Ryder together, plus a first-round pick, and go get you somebody that can play. For two dudes who can't play.
I'm not too mad at that.
And I would do that consolidation trade, 2 for 1. Get rid of both of them, even if you got to take on a bad contract. Send those two dudes out with maybe a first-round pick. Get you somebody that can help you on the wing. You consolidate that spot. You turn those two players into one player. And then you get you can keep Kenneth Lawson. Then you can keep Bismack Biyombo. Yeah, for sure. With John Morant still being out, the Grizzlies are indeed struggling. We see it. We're living with it. We're dealing with it. You got 57 games with John Morant once he comes back. What do you think the Grizzlies' record needs to be in order for this to be a playoff team at the end of the season? We're 1-6 right now.
See, I wanted us to go what was it, 17, and well, I don't think we can go that though.
Mm-hmm.
But I see somebody that said like 10 and 15.
Yeah. 10 and 15 feels like the number. Because if you get 10 and 15, you got 57 games left. You probably need to win about 42 games to be a playoff team. So that means you got to go like 32 and whatever. You got to win 32 out of 57.
Yeah.
I think that's doable.
I can agree with that. On a high end, maybe like 13 and 12.
Yeah.
But 10 and 15 is like the most spot I'd be at.
Because right now you're 1-6. If you get to 10 and 15, that means you have to be, 9-9? Yeah. Have to go 500 the rest of the way. And you'll be, I think that's doable. I think you can do this. And I think and I also wouldn't be surprised if you're talking about a team that's got John Morant, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr. Desmond Bane averaging about 26 points a game. Jaren's averaging about 20, 21 points a game. You get John back, he's going to be going crazy. You know that.
Yeah.
This is a totally different team with John Morant.
It is.
And plus you're going to have your big man, you hope that's going to be solidified. I can see this being a team that's making a crazy run when John gets back. Where you're talking about winning more than just 30 out of 57. You be 35, almost 40 out of 50. I can see them going 40 and 17 the rest of the way. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that.
Me either.
Yeah.
That's my thing. That's why I'm like not trying to be really too judgmental with this team because I know when y'all come back, it's gonna be
right. We know this ain't the Grizzlies we watching.
All right,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I totally agree with all y'all. I had a good time with y'all today.
Yeah.
I believe our time is running out, so we about to slide about this joint for sure. Shamaria, any final thoughts before we slide about it?
just keep the faith, Chris.
Yeah, keep the
got
faith.
this.
Relax. Josh, what you got?
You going around?
Yeah, we do need to go on around. But I think we're good, man. I think it's gonna be fine. I love the Bismack Biyombo addition to the team. I think once they had to stop some of that hemorrhaging at the big man position. You were down to only 2 bigs on the roster. You got pretty much 4. I think Tillman will probably be back. He'll probably be back Wednesday. He'll probably play Wednesday. Then you'll have 4 bigs that can play. I really hope they can turn some guys who can't play into at least one guy that can. I'd be happy if we just get one more guy that can go out there and do some stuff for us. But yeah, it's good stuff. Exciting times ahead, man. We're excited about what we're doing here on Claws and Paws. Hope to see you guys next week, man. We're doing some exciting things. Keep up with these young people, man. These guys are the future of Memphis media, Memphis journalism, content creation. These are some great young people. You'll see more and more people here on this stage doing what we do. But we'll see you guys next time, guys. We'll see you. My name is Anthony Say, Shamaria Wiseman, Joshua McCray. This is Claws and Paws. We'll see y'all next time. And we out.
Damn, Aqua.